Hey guys, welcome back. Well, we got to talk about the world that we're living in today because I got to talk about it. I got to talk about it at least. You know what? Uh, Accountability just seems to have lost its entire meaning because nowadays people are just as ignorant and unaccountable as Lana Rhodes. Like they have absolutely no way to take any responsibility, nor will they, because what's responsibility? What does that mean, right? I mean, it wasn't even a couple of years ago when our podcast bro Kash Patel was talking about how bad of a job the FBI director Christopher Wray was, doing as far as using the FBI's assets for his own personal gain. And now, how many instances do we have of Kash Patel using FBI assets for his own fraud, waste, and abuse, using FBI jets to take him personally to go to places that he wants, to shuttle his girlfriend around. And now he's popping beers with the Olympic hockey team bros. Never mind that he's actually got a fucking job to do about the Guthrie case, where the woman has been missing for over, 18 days now? Yeah, let's not talk about that because that's a fact, and we don't talk about facts, because facts don't matter anymore. Crime doesn't matter, you know, not unless you actually are on the side of power. Because shocker, I know, right? People who are powerful and wealthy don't have the same laws and consequences that us normal people, like taxes, going to jail, facing any kind of repercussions. Those things don't matter, right? So yeah, I mean, it's just wild that we live in a world where we talk about we're the law and order party, except we do everything to actually enforce law and order. Well, let's not even talk about Epstein documents and how anyone else who's been implicated in across the world is starting to see justice, but we still keep redacting names, we still keep withholding documents, we still keep protecting powerful people, and we keep protecting them. And it's just shocker, right? That powerful people who are wealthy have a different status than we do, and we're all told to be good little boys and girls and go to school so we can go to work, so we can power the economy and make the S&P 500 rise 0.25% of a point. Not like we're ever going to see that money until we work ourselves to death until we're 65, 70, and then maybe we'll get 10 years of relaxing time. And at that point, our dollars will have evaporated due to inflation so much that we're just going to be sitting at home watching TV, angry at the things we see on TV. Oh well. I mean, all we can do is be aware of it. I mean, you can't be angry. You know this is what's happening. It's like the funniest thing ever, how we're like this capitalist society and we're just the biggest suckers because we're all told, oh yeah, if you pull yourself up by your bootstraps, you too can make a $400 million A-up startup like, Phoebe Gates. And never mind the fact that she is, the daughter of one of the world's richest men, but she did it all on her own. Same with Kylie Jenner, right? She did it all on her own. No one helped her out at all. And you could do that too. You could be a billionaire. Like, get the fuck out of here. Stop telling kids lies and having them be wage slaves, because that's all people are these days. They get up, they go to work, to pay taxes, to see gains on things they'll never ever see or attain. And it's just hilarious. Like, Gen Z, Millennium, tell me in the comments, do you really, what are you telling your kids when they ask you, why do I need to go to school? Why do I need to get a degree? You know what is waiting for them. very few jobs are being created. More jobs are getting lost. The 130,000 jobs that were created in January were all in healthcare, okay? They lost 2 million jobs last year. Where the fuck does that 130,000 jobs make sense on the scheme of things? And on top of that, the 130,000 people who got in jobs in healthcare, they're in crippling amounts of debt. So where are they going to make it in their way when they only have nothing but debt up to their eyeballs? I got a cousin who's trying to become a nurse too, and believe me, it's a struggle with how much debt you got to take out. Anyways, just thought we could just talk about stuff, life in general, just be honest for once. I'm positive, but at least I see the writing on the wall. Say, hey, at least, so sometimes I kind of, I am envious of the people of England, how they have the mindset of at least they know they're servants to the crown. They know that they are pawns and that they are like happy. They're happy to be pawns to the monarch. But here we have this we're free. We can do whatever we want. We could be the president. Like, no, you can't. No, you can't. You could get shadow bans tomorrow on social media for saying the wrong thing about the wrong person, about the wrong country. You know what I'm talking about. And it's hilarious. It's like, if you say something that goes against the grain, then you are just like the devil. You can't have your own thought or opinion, and for it to actually be your own thought, you have to be bought off by some country. You have to have some fucked up narrative for it to be genuinely, it's sad, really. I don't know. I mean, hey, don't tell me about anything. Just look at the new ChatGPT 5.3. That shit is iRobot in its essence, all right? They created, ChatGPT was created using itself. Very few engineers were utilized to actually create the new 5.3, and it came out so much faster. Let's look at the Chinese robots. Everyone was saying how shit Chinese, technology is, but it keeps, escalating exponentially quicker and quicker. Now, like, let's take a look at the New Year event where it had like 50, robots all synchronously, doing, I think, Tai Chi or Kung Fu with human counterparts flawlessly in unison. And it's like, you think there's going to be jobs? They're already training those robots, in the car factories, in the back lots. So in the next year or two, it's going to take over all the other manual labor. All you can do is do what you can do with the time you have, but don't think like it's this infinite runway, because it's not. You know that it's not going to be this way forever. Nothing lasts forever, right? What does? What do I say on this channel? What the fuck in life ever is fair? So, I don't know. We need to start, actually coming together as, society, and actually start putting our foot down, because you know what? Here's the thing, us arguing and bickering over bullshit culture wars, which mean nothing at the end of the day because it doesn't affect you and me. Fucking illegal immigrants are less than 1% of the population, pay taxes, and white Americans are 55% majority of all the criminals in this country. But sure, we're the good guys. We're the colonial, we're the imperialists. We've been colonizing since we could get on a boat. We've been stealing shit since we were apes. And, we all do it under the guise of religion, under nationalism, under fucking pick-me-isms, and now it's no different. So, until we actually stand up for ourselves and realize that we're fighting against the wrong 1%, which the real 1% villains is the billionaire class, okay, who keeps robbing us every day. Just look at how the whole tariff situation is. All these companies paid the tariffs, they passed the cost on to us. We paid the cost. We paid the cost. They are getting refunded. We are getting shafted. Don't believe me? There's this joke I heard back in the day, and it's very true. There's two types of Republicans, all right? There's rich ones and then there's idiots. You open up your wallet and you're going to find out which one you are. I don't know, guys. Yeah, but like I said, until we actually start realizing that it's not just me, I, that it's us as a collective, because the last time we actually thought of us as all of us as Americans and as a nation as a whole that I can recall was 9/11. And it's sad that so many people have to die in a terrorist plot for people to then actually come together. But hey, now that that hasn't happened in a while, let's just spend and see who can outspend each other and who can have the most, opulent lifestyle and try and make each other look good. I don't know. Nothing really shocks me anymore about humanity. It's lost a lot of its glamour as far as I'm concerned. And, I really do hope that one day we can actually grow a set of balls and start thinking collectively rather than individually, because that's why we're never going to get anywhere, because it's always me, I. What can I get? What am I missing? It's all the same shit. It's all, what can I buy what can I buy with money I don't have to impress people who do not care? So, I don't know. You guys tell me. You tell me. Where does this game end? The guy, the CEO of Anthropic, who's very conservative, basically says in about, 1 to 3 years or so that, we're going to lose 50% of the jobs. There's not going to be any jobs left. So, where does that leave everybody else? And at that point, once everybody loses everything and we have lost all of our collective power and we're all just fighting for scraps, I don't know what you think, you're going to be able to do. So you're pretty much going to be like just caught in everyone's just going to be fighting for scraps, caught in a rabbit hole, killing each other to put some food in each other's belly, and we're going to be in such a fucked up place that it's going to be like this. Yeah, on some Twilight Zone shit. This is the world you're going to be living in, spinning in circles, not knowing where to go, and you're going to fall into a hole. It sucks, but I don't know what else to tell you guys. Hope you guys stay safe out there. Talk to you soon. Be safe. Subscribe to the channel. Let's get on this journey to 500 subscribers. You guys have made some great progress. Shout out to all the legends. Love you guys, and we'll talk soon.